Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Sayyid Irfanullah and I am visiting lecturer at Frontier Law College, Peshawar. In the previous lecture, we have gone through the introduction of the business law, the applications of the business law, and the law and practices related to the business law. In today's lecture, we are discussing it in more detail with a different angle. So, let us see what is a company. Again, a company is a corporation or it is an artificial person created by law. So, just like a human, it is a legal person, but it is called an artificial person or a legal person. A human being is a natural person. This is a difference. A company is a legal person. This is the difference. It is by birth and it has been got a birth, but under the law. It has all the rights and obligations similar to a human being. So, that's why it is also called a legal person. Depending on the size of a company, it has different rights and obligations. A company thus has a legal rights and obligations in the same way that the natural person does. So here it also enjoys the rights and obligations similar to a natural person. There is a difference in the partnership and a company. In like a layman, we term both the partnership and the company as same, but these are different, and there are different governing bodies and different laws related to the partnership and the companies. But in simple words, a company has bigger in size in some way, but whereas in a partnership two humans or legal person create a partnership under a partnership act or under a law, whereas the company is created under the company's law. This is the major difference, very frankly speaking. So a company is created under the company law, where the partnership is created under the partnership act, but the company has the different scope and the partnership has a different scope. So in this line we are discussing these scopes. So a company can be created only by certain prescribed methods, most commonly by registration under the Companies Act. A partnership is created by the express of implied agreement of the parties. In a partnership, two parties become agree and require no formalities, though it is common to have a written agreement. A company incurs greater expense at formation throughout its life and on dissolution, though these needs no excessive. Where is in a partnership, if there are two parties and one party say to wind up the partnership, they can wind it, whereas a company formation and the company winding up both are, as compared to the partnership, a bit complicated. So a company is an artificial legal person distinct from its member, although in Scotland partnership has a separate legal personality by virtue of, this is the Act of the Parliament of the Scotland, of the Partnership Act. This is much more limited than the personality conferred on companies. A company can have as little as one member and there is no upper limit on the membership, whereas in a partnership there must be at least two members and the maximum is 20. So a company, there is no limitation on the member of the company, where is in a partnership, two person can make a partnership, not a single man, but the upper limit is up to 20. Shares in a company are normally transferable, means that if one person want to sell its shares to another person, they can be sold to the other person. Whereas in a partner share, the shares cannot be transferred. So a partner cannot transfer his share to the partnership without the consent of all other partners. Whereas in a company, one member can sell all its shares without consent of the other partners. So if there are 4 or 5 partners in a company, everyone can sell and purchase the shares. But whereas in a partnership, the shares can be transferred only by the consent of all other partners. The members of a company are not entitled to take part in the management of the company unless they are the directors of it. In a company, the members are not taking part, whereas every partner is entitled to taking part in the management of the partnership business unless the partners agreement provides otherwise. Whereas in a partner, if there are two persons who are partners, so both are actively participating in running the partnership. So a member of a company who is not also a director is not regarded to an agent of the company and not bind the company by his actions. So if he is not a direction, there is no need to come and see the affairs and this and this and this until he is not a director. So a company, a member of a company can be a man who is just walking on a road. He can also become a member. Whereas a partner in a firm is an agent of the firm which will be bound by his acts. Whereas the partner must act according to his partnership. The liability of a member of a company for the debts and obligations of the company may be limited, may be unlimited also, depending on the types of the companies. Clear? But it may be limited. A partner in an ordinary partnership can be liable without limits to the debts and the obligations. For example, if a company is wound up, so the debts are limited to the assets of the company only, and it will not go into the personal assets of the members. Whereas in a partnership, the obligations and the debts will go to the personal in a partnership, if it is being wound up, the debts will not limit only to the partnership, but will go into the personal assets also of a member. Means that if a person want to wind a partnership and there are the debts, so they will sell the partnership assets. But if it is not being completed, then the court may order to sell their personal assets to complete the debts. The powers and duties of a company and those who run it are closely regulated by the Companies Act. Clear? Contained in the memorandum and article of association, where the partners have a freedom to alter the nature of the business and the agreement without any formality. We will discuss this in the memorandum of the article of association, but these are limited to those ones in the companies. But in a partnership, the partners can mutually agree to change the nature of a firm, to change the nature of a business. A company must comply with the formalities regarding the keeping the register and auditing account, whereas the partner doesn't have any need of it. There is a chartered accountant who will see the runnings and the transaction and the register and the auditing of all the accounts related to a company, whereas in a partnership there is no need of it. The affairs of a company are subject to more public than those of the partnership. Companies must file accounts which are available to public inspection. Where the partnership, only two parties can deal and keep the register available only to one another. Whereas the company profiles must be available for any account of the public inspection. Means other than the legal persons, even the journalists and the general chartered accountants, they can go and audit the affairs of a company. They can write against that and related to that. But the partnership, if they do not want to publish something, no one can interfere into their partnership. A company can create a security over the assets called the float charge, which permits it to raise fund without impending on the ability to deal its assets. We will discuss what you mean by a security, but a company can get a loan, a company can deal with the securities to improve the liability, the abilities to deal with the assets and increase their business. Where in a partnership, it doesn't have to create the floating charges. They have to give a fixed charges. For example, there are two partners and who share, for example, 1 lakh each. So it will limit it to that. Whereas in a company, the assets can be thrown time to time to run the businesses and to increase the business. Whereas in partnership, once initially you add some amount, it will be limited to that one. And if you wish to change, you will go for another agreement. If a company owes a debt any of shareholder, they can claim payment from the assets rateable with the other creditors. For example, if there is a shareholder who has the shares in a company, so he can sell the shares any time according to the market rates. Or in a stock exchange, he can. But in a partner who owes the money by a partnership cannot claim the competition the other creditors. He cannot claim it. He cannot sell its assets and so forth. A partnership, unless entered into a fixed period, can be dissolved by a partner and is automatically dissolved by the death of the bankruptcy of the partner unless the agreement provided and so forth. Because the banks and are not so much involved, but the company can be wound up with a legal way because there are a number of creditors and debtors who are involved in it. So a company winding up and the dissolution is more complicated as compared to the partnership. Thank you for today's lecture. I'm Saeed Irfanullah and visiting lecturer at Frontier Law College, Peshawar. Thank you.